this false prospectus has been written. The narrative is, oh, she's such a victim, and obviously the left loves a sob story, and they've got this cult of victimhood, and there's a right-wing cult of victimhood too. Is, oh, just because she's working class is misogyny, and this little nonsense about her lying, about her stealing, a tax evasion, blaming people. Other people claim that she gave this advice, she was never given such advice, and so forth, for her huge-scale tax evasion, stealing from her own son, exploiting the fact that her child is disabled, and she's an absolute rank hypocrite. So she got a £17,000 golden handshake when she resigned over this tax evasion scandal. Remember, she was housing secretary as well as deputy prime minister. Deputy PM is a non-job, and most prime ministers haven't even had one, because according to the the standards commissioner for standards and public life, this was a clear breach of the material of the ministerial code, and she unpaid stamp duty by a matter of £40,000. That's more than the average salary when she purchased that £800,000 flat in Hovey, Sussex. Oh, she's so working class. How on earth can be working class when you've got 3 houses, one of which was worth £800,000? So when the Labour Party was in opposition, she said those who break the ministerial code ought not to get such a payout. Well, that didn't stop her accepting it. If you're against it, I mean, you can't single-handedly stop such payments being made, but you could decline to claim it. So to quote her own words, she always say, it's one rule for them and another rule for everybody else. Back to the Future in concert at Royal Albert Hall, George. I don't get it. I have been to a there's one from the film. Okay, perhaps by the time it will possibly cast them. Are you going to be there? I don't know. Do you live in Londinium? Well, thanks for being such a loyal follower. And please make sure other people subscribe. Donate on Patreon, PayPal, georgecallahan79@gmail.com. But back to Mrs. Rayner, the MP for Ashton-under-Lyne, which, in case you don't know, is just outside Manchester, and she grew up in that area. So that is the severance pay, almost £17,000. Now, a spokesman said it was automatically paid for her on the basis of standard calculation. Well, she could refund it, and so on. Anyway, so the rules actually came into force just now. So it's only a matter of lucky timing for her that she got the money. And I suppose it's one of the reasons she really didn't want to resign, because she would have known when the rule was going to take effect. If she could last a bit longer in office, then well, who was she? Yeah, if she resigned later, maybe she wouldn't have got it. She said automatically eligible. Eligible, well, that means she can be chosen for it. She could choose not to give it. So she's utterly hypocritical. It's disgusting how pharisaical she was about this and everything else. I remember being so moralistic, leading the crusade against so-called Tory sleaze. And there was some Tory sleaze. None of this is to say the Conservatives are all innocent. And this is what I'm talking about, standards. It's whether Labour or Conservative or SNP or whatever in the United Kingdom. And obviously there were bad Conservatives, and Nadeem Zahawi committed some very serious breaches. About to call him Donald Trump, Boris Johnson committed egregiously serious breaches. It's possible to recognize they did something very bad, and so did she. And okay, what she did is not as severe as what they did. Nevertheless, it's still bad. They are past tense. Neither of them ever even in Parliament. So this is this tu quoque, simply because some Conservatives did some seriously unethical things. That is no excuse for Labour doing likewise. So she's got to practice what she preaches and uphold these high ethical standards. So it was an awful lot of money. So she ought to hand back this £17,000. You know, the minimum wage comes up to like £23,000. Oh, she's so clear. She's so working class. So she's a woman bereft of all probity and integrity. How disgraceful. And that is Angela Rayner. But when Labour's in trouble, they'll try and bring her back in. And thinking that will play well with working class voters, especially the ones that are trying to tempt back from Reform United Kingdom. If Andy Burnham steps down as Mayor of Manchester to become an MP, if Gary Stringer, a Labour MP at age 75 in Manchester, if he resigns from Parliament, triggering a by-election, and they think that Andy Burnham's name is on that one, he'll get that constituency, that create a vacancy, a mayor of Greater Manchester, and Mrs. Rayner is an obvious candidate. So because she's from that vicinity, if she doesn't go back into Parliament, well, sorry, she's still in Parliament. If she doesn't go back into the cabinet, I think she wants back in the cabinet, wants another crack at it. The Premiership's going to come up. Okay, so the next election, probably 2028. If it's going really badly, Labour might push it back to 2029 that summer. And the smart thing for Labour to do would get what's his face resign, Sir. How can I cannot remember his name? He's so forgettable. How boring! The most boring man in the world. Sir Keir Starmer resign, and Labour elect a new leader, and a new leader with a bit of a bounce and a honeymoon lead them into an election, a general election. And who would be a leader? Well, possibly Angela Rayner. I think she'd be terrible. I just think who's a Labour leader I wouldn't mind. I was going to say Liz Kendall, but actually she doesn't seem like she's going for it. I mean, even Lucy Powell might not be so bad. I mean, I know everyone in the Labour cabinet is evil. Every single one of them is a murderer. And the Conservative cabinet, most of them are murderers as well. That is the plain fact. Got used to that. I wanted to think the best of these politicians to overlook their crimes. And even those who commit murder, they can do a few good things. You could commit murder and give a fiver to charity, or be genuinely good, morally good, another issue. I'm not particularly moralistic person. Yes, and I've been to the fair town of Guildford a few times. What think you of it? I don't think I've been into that. You have a cathedral there, bisected by which river? Is it the River Mole or something like that? I've had luncheon there. I've accidentally ended up in Guildford as well, trying to go somewhere else and got the wrong train out of Clapham Junction. And is anything else notable about Guildford? And apart from, unfortunately, Guildford 4 and the bomb in 1974 or whatever it was. I know Guildford and what's his name? Hay, the acid bath murderer. One of the ways he's screwed up when he's impersonating a solicitor is misspelling Guildford. And as lawyers are very precise about words, verbal accuracy really counts for them. And a solicitor would not make such a fundamental slip up. Right. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel. Toodaloo, everyone. And down with Angela Rayner. Ding dong, the ginger witch is dead when she resigned. Not actually dead, but you know what I mean.